mastered it. And when I tell you, it was one of the most wonderful feeling. And I tell you, I never even do my certification as yet, you know. I haven't started my exam as yet. It was just completing that first part, which is getting the master's degree. That was like, you know, feeling that overwhelming feeling that I had during that entire time. And I tell you, when I finish, send off, you know, and I get that email to say that I met all the requirements for graduation, I tell you, tears came to my eyes. It literally came to my eyes, and I was just there bawling because I went through so much trying to get this thing done. Because initially when I started in 2018, I started in 2018, the April, was it the April? Yeah, I signed up for the program, and then I found out that I was pregnant. And I had a very, very awful pregnancy because I had severe hyperemesis. I was constantly vomiting. Time I was still doing my contract as a recruiting nurse from Jamaica. You understand? So just imagine trying to complete your hours just in time so you can actually get a little break, and then you're struggling with being pregnant, severe hyperemesis, back and forth to the hospital, feeling dehydrated all the time, you know, not eating, not drinking, having constant headache because you just feel as though you are like brain drained from everything that is going on. And even while I was in hospital, I was there still trying to complete tasks, complete assignments. You understand? And even though I got the go-ahead to hold off on the assignments until after, you know, I was finished with my delivery and settling for a little bit, you know, I never needed to hand it in on the due date. I could hand it in at the end of the semester. Even though they gave me that opportunity, I just never take it because I don't like to have work being pulled up or piled up, you know, with me, because I don't want it to be a case where I'm rushing to do all of this thing and then causing additional stress. So I like to get things done as we go along. So that was just me trying to finish that 1 and 2 little assignment that was due then. Because can you imagine if I had waited at the end of the semester to try and turn in, let's say 3 or 4 papers that were due during the week for 13 weeks or 12 weeks? No, no sir. So I just decided to just get them out of the way. You understand? Get them out of the way. It wasn't anything that was really difficult, but just the thought of being pregnant, or just the feeling that you have from being sick itself, from the vomiting and everything else, you know, just the feeling that you have, it just causes everything else to feel as though the world is coming, you know, to an end. It's just closing in on you. And so I was able to just sit down and just literally bawl, just literally cry it off, because I felt that pressure, that weight just get lifted off my shoulder. But even though that the weight was lifted off my shoulder, there was still a weight on my head, because I'm saying, okay, I do this course, I still have this exam to go and do, the certification, the board certification to go and do. I just have a master's and that's it. You understand? I'm not certified in anything. I can't practice or anything. And so I was just there. But at that time, honestly, the weight on the head or the pressure on the head, it wasn't anything that big of a deal in comparison to the weight that was on my shoulder that was lifted at the time when I got the go ahead to say that I have met the requirements for graduation. And so yeah, it was just a wonderful feeling. It took a little while, but rather than taking so when I started in 2018, I graduated in 2022, so it took roughly what, 4 years, because I literally had to sit out almost like a year, you know, almost a year, in terms of not being able to do any clinicals, do anything, because I completed my didactics and they still weren't taking persons. So I literally was out for a year. So it took me roughly 4 years to complete my program, and that wasn't the plan. But nevertheless, you know, things work out for a reason. You know, the Lord knows what he was doing.